things he could have mentioned. He gonna say defund the police.
This is why I tried to
and he literally
swerve him out of the conversation. But nah, people, Whitney B and me, I've dealt with him doing this shit for 2 fucking years now.
See, I don't know I don't talk to him that much, so
like 2 fucking years. I remember when he was he was biting, then all of a sudden it just went to Trump out of left because Kamala became the goddamn nominee.
That was the only.
We've seen every fucking thing divulge. That's why I said I'm gonna just let this go ahead go, because people like Whitney land on top. Whitney mean.
I stand on every position I stood on.
I was
everything I said. I didn't tell myself because I appreciate you for letting me speak. I think I've spoken.
You said that the Democrats lost an election of something that was in 2020. That is crazy. You can't come back from that. You can't come back from that. You said they lost an election off defund the police when Biden won that election.
They did. Hold on. Calm down for a second. You guys are confused. Completely different things. I was talking about messaging that Americans rejected.
Right.
And I referenced defund the police. What Quinn said was that was not the position of the Democrats. Those were fringe groups that adopted the messaging and co-opted it. It got co-opted, is what he said.
He about to try to swizzle his way up out his bag.
You mentioned Black Lives Matter, which is actually what I mentioned originally.
Black Lives Matter is not a fringe group. They're still
okay. So it's fine. You want to quibble over semantics, Queen?
I'm not quibbling over semantics. I'm saying
fine.
that
I'll concede that point. I'll concede that they're not a fringe group.
No,
y'all about to see Houdini. Y'all about to see Houdini in the flesh. How he about to try to get himself up out of here.
I'm actually over the conversation because you guys can't even deal with facts.
No. I'm not.
Whether or not Black Lives Matter is a fringe. Basis of what I'm saying.
That's not what I said.
When you presented, but you haven't presented.
I started making wedding plans. Oh yeah. I had to put on some goddamn what's love got to do with it, because what TC got to do with this conversation, we don't fucking know, baby. He about to try to get all off topic, all derails and all to try to prove a point. I know it ain't gonna work out fine. It ain't gonna work out fine. TC be telling you it ain't gonna work out fine. Oh no. No, it's not gonna.
That's what about Epstein again. I wonder how you can swivel out of that.
I wasn't referring. I just mentioned that they weren't fringe groups, TC. I said they were. I'm acknowledging your point. There were some Democrats who embraced that message. My point to you is what you said is not true, in that it wasn't a Democratic policy. Hence the question I asked you.
But Quinn, I just proved to you it was a Democratic policy. I gave you actual city councils that literally created policy around that messaging. Which is what got interpreted by Americans. Okay, fine. Hold on. Fine, that's fine, Quinn. I'll give you that. I'll concede whatever you want me to concede. At the very least, what you can't do is you can't run away from the reality that this was messaging perpetrated by the Democratic Party that got nationally syndicated.
That was the case.
And that's what.
That was a good message because Biden won based on it. And that was the case. And it was a good message because Biden won when that message was fucking popular. So what your point is still not right. You're wrong. Either way.
We're sitting here talking about 2020 while last week an American, a veteran, was arrested and held for 3 days by ICE. And we're talking about this fucking bullshit. Is that, you know why? Because they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about alligators. They don't want to talk about Epstein. So they're deflecting about how Democrats are so horrible and terrible and never do anything right, blah, blah, blah. While the Supreme Court, the White House, and Congress are all Republican, all on that side, and we're in hell right now. But you want to talk about 2020 and defund the police. This is wild. The depths that you guys will go to, not to speak about what's going on today.
And he'll be gone in 5 minutes because he don't want to talk about real stuff.
The terrible decisions of their 2024